The bus is back at the ferry yard and we are ready for day 2 of installing the water tanks. I think today we think that we're going to get the freshwater tank completely installed and potentially might get the holes and things drilled and everything ready for the wastewater tank, which is amazing. So pretty excited, let's get going. This is our very sophisticated way of propping up the tank to check placement. Oh. Okay, this might not work. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do this. Oh no, it's stuck.
Slide back a bit because you weren't there when you did that first hole.
Slide what?
Out a bit.
It's more just that it's all hot stuff raining down on me and it's it really hurts. The metal shards. Hold on a second, it's really hurting my neck.
Good video.
What, of me struggling and being like, it really hurts, I can't do it, ow!
Right, get on with it.
You're not wrong.
Right, and the next one. And a smile.
I'm having a lot of fun here, really I am.
Now, that's the sensor. So, let's pull the tank down and do it properly because once again you don't want it vibrating, okay?
Okay.
So we'll pull the just put your sensor on that.
Okay, sensor hole. Right here.
Well, wherever you want it. Go slowly. The slower you go, the more accurate you'll be.
I don't think I'm on the right setting for a second. I don't think hammer is the right setting for this.
Yeah, but make sure you do go through that hole you just made. That's so important.
Yeah.
I'll put it through, I don't want to drill it. But you need to go through.
Yeah, that's what I was just doing. Would it help if it was going forward?
Hang on, it's not moving.
Here is our water tank with our level sensor installed and nicely sealed. Another day, another trip to B&Q. We are installing the water tank today, but we needed some different nuts and bolts, so we've come to the big B&Q. Hold on, where's Jerry? Hey! To find nuts and bolts. So let's head off and go. And this is why we are doing this at the ferry yard, so that we can use their vice and their power in their workshop, and we are just cutting down our bolts so that they are exactly the length that we need.
that is the right size.
Yeah, perfect. That's what we want.
That is exactly what we want.
Amazing.
So that's the size we got at the moment.
Okay, so we just need to cut 11 more like that.
Yep.
So one of the methods that we're going to fix the water tank with is we've got this metal strapping that will encircle the tank and be bolted to the chassis. So we're going to cut it to length and hopefully we're going to bolt it to the chassis and the holes that we made, and that should hold the tank up ready for our secondary brackets. Okay, I'm getting under.
Now I don't want that end through the hole. I want you to lie that end, push it towards the front of the boss. This is the end I want up through the hole. Okay?
Okay. We have the water tank in, sort of, with two straps holding it in, and now we're going to start on the brackets that support it, I guess I would say, horizontally across these two beams. So let's hope that we can do that, but so far so good. So here we have our very long metal strip that we're going to bend into a bracket, but we've got this like rubber stuff so that the corners aren't chafing against the tank, and then we've also got this nylon sleeve which also just protects the tank from the metal. So now we have to do the scary bit, which is trim it down to size and start bending it, and hopefully we end up with a bracket.
Do it like this and it seems we can. Right. This is a guess. And then there we make it into 90 degrees.
Okay.
But
Do we need to go and test that one to see if that angles?
yeah, that's not a bad idea actually. I wasn't going to, but
Well, it won't take us 2 seconds, will it?
but the point is, I actually think if we get it close, we can actually bend it.
Oh yeah, when
out
we're there. Yeah, cool. Well, there we go.
So should we try and do it all?
Yeah, let's do it. Here we go. Bending in process. Use all those muscles.
Okay.
Moment of truth. Is it going to fit? Have we
Right, we need two of
eyeballed
those
this?
clamps. We'll have two of the smaller ones.
2 small clamps. Do I need to go under?
We might need to move some of the things. Let's have a look.
moving up to a 6 mil. That was a 3. These are 6. There we go. Goes through really easy. Okay, now we're on to number 8. 8 mil. And do you want me to roll it round a bit so that it's a bit bigger, or
no?
No. You want it tight? Should have brought the brush to brush it off. And there we are. That is one 250 litre water tank attached to the chassis with our lovely padded straps. There we go. That's taken us all day, but we are really happy with the result. So yeah, that's pretty mad. I'm just over the moon excited. I don't sound it because I'm currently lying on my back underneath the bus. Well, there we are. You can see our handiwork. She's all strapped in. That is not going anywhere. That is so tight. Even when you try and rock the tank, the whole bus moves, which is absolutely amazing. I'm so excited. You're right, that's the biggest build that we've done so far because we had to drill holes through the chassis, make the actual brackets themselves, and it just looks fantastic. Oh my gosh, I am knackered, just exhausted, but what a day. I can't believe that we managed to get that water tank in, and it took a long time because we were, you know, trying to make sure that we did it really properly, that, you know, everything was really secure and fixed well, and we had to do a lot of thinking about it and positioning. But we got so lucky in terms of just everything kind of fitting, making the holes in the right place, the plan actually working. So yeah, massive props to Jerry, because he's the one that came up with the plan of how we were going to do it. He watched a whole bunch of different videos. He saw people do it in ways he didn't like. He came up with a way he thought would be the best way of doing it. We waited on all the materials to arrive, and I can't believe that, like, today we actually got the water tank in. So that's mad. That feels like a big win. And the big freshwater tank was obviously the biggest, heaviest, probably most complicated. So we still need to do the install the wastewater tank, but it's in theory going to be a lot simpler. It's a lot smaller. Yeah, but we started at like 7 this morning, 7:15, and we probably finished about 5:30, and we basically worked all day. We took one small break when we had to go to B&Q because we needed more bolts, different bolts. But yeah, gosh, and I feel like I've just been like, all I've done all day is get under the bus, get out from under the bus, get under the bus, get out from under the bus. But yeah, things are powering, things are really moving. Jerry's going on holiday in a few weeks, and we've set ourselves the target that we're going to get the tanks in and the floor fit and the floor down and secured. So we've still got a lot of work to do, but if we keep powering the way that we are, it's not going to be long, guys. Things are starting to take shape. I'm absolutely exhausted. I've treated myself to a pizza, so I am going to enjoy the rest of the evening and plan and schedule when we get back to it, when we do the next step. Amazing.